It's a quiet and somewhat grey Friday morning, and I'm on the balcony looking at the bright space that I have outside the place that I'm staying. Distant voices, the echo from the valley. Birds are chattering their unbelievable overtone pitches. It was raining yesterday. People were craving for rain for so long here in Germany, in Bavaria, where I'm staying. Really worrying about nature and about the crops and about the animals. I'm in the middle of a somewhat agricultural area with a lot of farms around, and you can feel in people the worry when it's not raining. And I came to an understanding inside of me that really everything is okay, all is well. And whatever is without judging it to be right or wrong, good or bad. And even when it's not raining for so long and the grass gets yellow in a country and a countryside that is so often used to rain, to have rain, I understand their worries. I understand the fear that things are changing and crops won't grow as they used to grow, and you won't be able to give food for the animals as you used to. And then through this fear, people are spreading this fear through the news and through studies trying to understand weather patterns, but mostly because people want to change the weather patterns. And I came to an understanding that through the understanding that everything is well, another understanding rises up, that humanity is meddling too much with nature. If you think about the concept of God, and I've made several videos that I'm gonna put together in a package about the concept of God. God has history, right? Exactly as humanity. And we came to a certain type of life where God is just not around. We might feel him inside of us. We might project what we are feeling on the outside world and say, oh, that's a miracle, that's from God. But if we just look at how things are happening, especially in nature, we don't see God. God is not meddling with what's happening. He's not forcing his way around. He's allowing free will. And that includes nature. And I'll make more videos explaining about how we influence nature and how we can control nature and even the weather. But the type of control that I will be speaking about is a non-control type of control. And to come back to the subject for a second, humanity is meddling too much, is trying to force its way too much on the physical life, not accepting what is. And if we stop to take that for a second as granted, as given, that the weather is changing, that the rain is choosing to fall differently, and we ask ourselves, what's the gift in it? We can see how the change that is upon us will support us. And instead of fighting it, how about accepting it? Because when the rain doesn't fall so much on the crops, then it means less crops for animals. Not necessarily for humanity, because most of the crops that we are having right now on Earth are supposed to feed animals, cattle. And this cattle we are using for work, cheese, or creating milk, dairy product, and meat. So once we are unable to support so much cattle and animal, farmed animal, cultivated animal, once we are not supposed, or we cannot support them because the rain patterns are changing, the weather patterns are changing, and there's falling less rain on the crops. What does that mean? Harvesting less cattle. Using cattle for food less and less. Less dairy product, less meat. Returning to vegan. How beautiful is that? The weather is supporting where humanity is going. Less land for crops, allowing more nature to come back. Natural nature, not the nature that humanity has inflicted, that humanity has gardened, that humanity has created, but natural nature. There will be less cattle, less air poisoning from the cattle, less manure that the cattle provides or creates, less flies and less horse flies that are attracted to that are part of the ecosystem that is around that. And if we allow that change, what will come? Surprises that will support humanity into its next level of experience. Everything is natural and everything is just in place. Accepting it, embracing it, will not only help us move to the next level easier, but it would also support us energetically. For we will stop putting our energy in stopping something that is naturally happening. We will divert our assets and where we put our energy to something more productive, to something that can help us move to that natural next place. Imagine if it would just stop, if humanity just stop trying to change the weather, would put less effort and energy and money into study about how to change the weather and how to maneuver around it, and just go with it. If we will put our energy there, resources there, money and study there, we will create so much more than instead of just fending off something that is naturally happening. And not only this, we will recalibrate ourselves, our energy level, where we put our energy. And once we recalibrate ourselves, everything will recalibrate, because the outside is answering the inside. The passion and the call from the outside of the inside is manifesting the outside. And then it feeds us back, of course. So we don't need to recalibrate the outside, but align on the inside. And the outside would recalibrate according to this alignment.